The Tantrum Translator, unlocking your child's whole brain for calm and connection, intro. Music fades in, then gently fades out. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Pages to Practice, the place where we don't just read wisdom, we live it. If you're anything like me, or pretty much any parent I know, you've stood in the kitchen, or the grocery store, or even just in your own living room, watching your child unleash a hurricane of emotion. A tantrum. A meltdown. A dramatic declaration that life is over because the toast was cut the wrong way. And in those moments, if you're honest, you probably feel a cocktail of frustration, helplessness, and maybe even a little bit of guilt. Today, we're diving deep into a book that fundamentally shifted how I and countless other parents navigate these emotional storms, Daniel Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson's The Whole Brain Child. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to unpack its core transformative premise, giving you 4 actionable, brain-wise strategies you can start using today to turn those moments of chaos into powerful opportunities for connection and growth. This isn't about being a perfect parent. It's about being a present parent, armed with wisdom that actually works. Why those meltdowns matter more than you think. Let's be real. Parenting is a beautiful, messy, exhilarating marathon, but the emotional roller coasters, the defiance, the intense reactions to seemingly small things, they can leave you feeling utterly drained and inadequate. You love your child fiercely, but sometimes you just don't know how to reach them when they're in the throes of a big feeling. You might snap or give in, or just want to hide in the pantry with a bag of chips. The problem isn't a lack of love, or even a lack of trying. It's often a lack of a clear, actionable roadmap for navigating these moments. We want to help our kids, but we often end up just trying to stop the behavior, which rarely leads to lasting change. The whole brain child isn't about suppressing those big emotions, it's about understanding why they happen and using them as powerful leverage to build resilience, emotional intelligence, and deeper bonds. It's about recognizing that a tantrum isn't just misbehavior, it's a developing brain crying out for integration. And that, my friend, changes everything. Unlocking their brain, 4 core insights. So, how do we get from surviving to thriving? The authors break down complex neuroscience into surprisingly simple, powerful principles. Let's dive into 4 of them, and I'll share how they've shown up in my own parenting journey. 1. Connect and redirect, taming the emotional tsunami. Imagine a giant wave crashing down. That's your child's emotional downstairs brain, the primal, reactive part in full force. When that wave hits, logic is gone. Trying to reason with them at that moment is like trying to teach calculus to a tidal wave. It just won't work. The first principle is connect and redirect. It means when that emotional tsunami hits, your first job is to connect with their feelings, not to correct their behavior. Get down on their level. Make eye contact if you can. Use empathetic language. My son once had a full-blown meltdown because his toast wasn't cut into triangles. My first instinct, honestly, was to say, "It's just toast, eat it." But instead, I got down, looked him in the eyes, and said, "You are so angry, the toast isn't triangles. That feels really, really unfair, doesn't it?" And here's the thing, you might be stressed, short on time, running on empty. I get it. I've been there. In those moments, even a quick hug, a shared sigh, or a calm, "I see you. This is hard," can be enough. The goal is to convey, "I see you, I hear you, you're not alone in this feeling." That connection, however brief, opens the door to engaging their upstairs brain, their logic, later. If you feel yourself starting to boil, it's okay to take a breath, or even say, "Mommy's feeling frustrated right now, I need a deep breath too." You're modeling self-regulation. And hey, if you mess up, like I often do, apologize. "I'm sorry I raised my voice, I was feeling overwhelmed too." That models repair, which is just as powerful. 2. Name it to tame it, understanding big feelings. Once you've connected, the next step in integrating their brains is to name it to tame it. This means helping your child put words to their emotions. When they can label what they're feeling, angry, sad, frustrated, it helps connect that intense, visceral feeling in their downstairs brain to the logical, understanding part of their upstairs brain. It's like giving them a remote control for their own emotional system. But what if your child is pre-verbal, or just isn't a big talker? For toddlers, you can point to their body language. You're stomping your feet. Are you feeling angry? For older kids, offer choices. Are you feeling more frustrated or disappointed? I found that just talking about emotions generally, not just during meltdowns, was key. "Wow, I felt so happy when we did X today." Or, "I'm a bit grumpy because I didn't sleep well." It normalizes the conversation. We want them to know it's okay to feel angry, but it's not okay to hit. Validate the emotion, then set the boundary. 3. Use the remote control, reflecting on memories. Our third insight is use the remote control. This principle encourages us to help children mentally rewind and fast forward through past experiences. This helps them integrate those memories, learn from them, and build a coherent story of their lives. It sounds complex, but it's really about helping them process. The best time for this is after the emotional storm has passed, when everyone is calm. It should never feel like an interrogation. My daughter once had a really tough day at school. Later that evening, while we were just hanging out, I casually asked, "Hey, remember earlier when you seemed really upset after school? What happened before that?" I wasn't pushing for details, just offering an opening. If she resisted, I'd back off. You can also draw pictures about the event or tell a story together about what happened. Frame it as learning, not dwelling on mistakes. What did we learn from that? Or, if something similar happened again, what might we try differently? This builds self-awareness and problem-solving skills and helps them integrate the memory into their overall understanding of themselves and the world. 4. Engage, don't enrage, making disciplined brain. Wise, finally we come to discipline, which the book reframes beautifully as engage, don't enrage. Discipline is most effective when it teaches, rather than just punishes. It's about clear boundaries and consistent consequences, always while staying connected to your child and understanding their developmental stage. When you're tired, it's easy to resort to yelling or arbitrary punishments, but try to focus on natural or logical consequences. If they don't clean up their toys, those toys don't get played with. If they break a rule about screen time is reduced. The book doesn't give you specific punishments, it helps you think about how the consequence teaches. Instead of lengthy debates, state the rule calmly, then the consequence, and follow through. The rule is gentle hands, so if you hit, you'll need to take a break from playing for a few minutes. Then, disengage from the argument, but not from the child. Consistency, even with small consequences, is far more impactful than grand, inconsistent ones. Pages to practice, action steps for your home. This is where the rubber meets the road. From the whole brain child, here are the actionable practices you can start implementing today. These aren't just ideas, they're daily habits that build a stronger brain and a calmer home. 1. The listen first, talk later mantra actionable step. Next time your child is upset, even if you only have 30 seconds, pause. Get on their level, make eye contact. And instead of telling them what to do, reflect back what you hear and see them feeling. "You look really angry right now," or "I see you're sad about that." Transformative outcome. This simple act de-escalates the situation faster than immediate intervention and teaches your child that their feelings are valid and seen. You're building trust. Immediate application. Try this right after this video. The next time your child expresses any strong emotion, positive or negative, just listen and reflect. 2. Emotion. Detective game actionable step. Beyond the meltdowns, make talking about emotions a regular, fun part of your day. Use a feelings chart or simply ask, "How do you think the character in this book is feeling?" Or, "How did that make you feel when X happened?" Transformative outcome. This builds emotional vocabulary and literacy, giving your child the tools to understand and communicate their internal world without always resorting to big behaviors. Immediate application. At dinner tonight or during bedtime stories, pick one emotion and ask everyone to share a time they felt it today. Make it light and curious. 3. Family story. Time post-event review. Actionable step. After a challenging event has passed and everyone is calm, briefly revisit the situation. What happened? How did everyone feel? What could we do differently next time? Transformative outcome. This helps your child integrate the memory, learn from it, and develop problem-solving skills for future similar situations. It fosters a growth mindset. Immediate application. The next time there's a conflict between siblings or a difficult moment, pick a calm time later in the day, maybe during a car ride, to gently bring it up. If they resist, don't push, try drawing it out, or simply narrating what you observed. 4. Time in strategy. Instead of traditional timeout, actionable step, when your child needs to regulate, instead of sending them away, invite them to a calm down corner or a designated quiet space with you. Sit with them, offering comfort and helping them calm their body. Transformative outcome. This teaches self-regulation in a connected way, rather than isolating them. Once calm, you can then discuss the behavior and consequences. Immediate application. Identify a calm corner in your home. The next time a timeout feels necessary, offer a time in instead. Let's sit here together until your body feels calm. Then we can talk about hitting. Navigating the rapids. Overcoming parental pitfalls. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These strategies are simple, but they're not always easy, especially when you're utterly exhausted. The biggest pitfall for us as parents is parental exhaustion and reactivity. It's incredibly hard to be a whole brain parent when your own downstairs brain is yelling. My own practice: tiny moments of self-care, 5 deep breaths, a 60-second dance party to my favorite song, and acknowledging my feelings without judgment. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. Model this for your kids. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Another common one is child resistance to emotional discussion. Some kids just aren't talkers. Don't force it. Use play, art, or stories. Talk about how characters in books or shows are feeling. Model vulnerability by sharing your own feelings appropriately. I felt a little frustrated when my computer wasn't working today. Gentle, ongoing exposure builds comfort. And finally, the fear of misinterpreting validation as permitting bad behavior. This is huge. Let's be crystal clear. It's okay to feel angry, but it's not okay to hit. Validate the emotion, then set the boundary. I hear you're really mad that your brother took your toy. I understand that feeling, but we don't hit. Let's find another way to tell him you're upset. Validation is empathy. It actually opens the door for effective redirection. The wisdom in the whole brain child goes far beyond just managing daily tantrums. It offers a blueprint for fostering your child's overall well-being, resilience, and even academic success by improving their executive functions, the very skills that govern planning, focus, and impulse control. By consistently applying these seemingly simple strategies, you aren't just surviving the daily chaos, you're actively shaping your child's brain architecture. You are helping them develop stronger internal resources for navigating life's complexities. This framework promotes not just a calmer home, but a deeper, more connected parent-child relationship built on mutual understanding and respect. It's about parenting with purpose, even in the midst of daily chaos, building a foundation that will serve your child long after they've outgrown their earliest challenges. This isn't just about managing behavior. It's about raising whole, integrated, resilient human beings who can navigate their emotions and their world with wisdom and grace. It's about profound personal change, not just for them, but for you as a parent, your next practice. So, as you go about your busy week, which of these brainwise practices will you commit to implementing? Will you try to listen first, talk later, during the next meltdown? Or perhaps start the emotion detective game at dinner tonight? Let me know in the comments below. Your commitment inspires this community. If this deep dive resonated with you, if it sparked a new way of seeing your child or yourself, please hit that like button, share this video with another parent who needs it, and subscribe to Pages to Practice for more deep dives into actionable wisdom. Thank you for showing up, for doing the hard work, and for being willing to transform. Until next time, keep turning those pages into powerful, real-world practice. Outro music swells and fades.